Bam, there we go. Now we're live. This thing is getting quicker, I tell you. Oh man, I tell you, if they can use this with some of the newer platforms that that are popping up here and there, I'm gonna wind up using this like unilaterally with all of those because this I used to hate this program, but this thing is getting just like, bam, you want it, it's there, boom.
Mm-hmm.
That and when I eventually do get a blue screen or at least some better lighting, hopefully I can use like some Photoshop backgrounds or something interesting because when I first did start using it, it was very tricky to get the keying to work, and turned out that the program is just shit lighting. But
Makes
I mean,
sense.
yeah, I mean it works for all this, so plunk. Yeah, let me get that going. Yeah, I at least have waving flags. And I delayed that on purpose. Just this is not going to be a serious stream whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
This is to be nothing but comedy, except for like one or 2 points that we
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, by all means, and we might have more people popping up later on. Gonna kind of wait and see. So when they show up, I will edit the page and put everyone in properly into the guest book like I did last time. But for now, introductions.
My name is Crossfire, and I have a cat attacking me. Other than that, I'm good.
Well, I hope you can survive your cat attack. If not, I have this. It's actually funny too, because my kitten, she actually will go she will like go lay on the case that I have this thing in all the time.
Yeah.
I'll go and like put it away, or I'll go and pull it out, or the other prop bag pouch that I have that goes across, like she'll paw at the thing and I'll go. My black kitten loves AKs. This is hysterical. I don't even have a Russian cat and she's obsessed with these things like I am. Absolutely hysterical. Black kitten. Go figure. All right then. Well, pretty much everyone knows who I am at this point. I'm the guy that runs the channel. I do the streams.
You own the channel.
Yes. I push the buttons. All of the buttons. Too much. So I don't think I need much of an introduction. Eventually, when everyone else does get here, we'll probably circle back to introduction.
I hate to disappoint the conservative media, but I'm going to circle back.
Absolutely. And the only thing I have for a loop is the bullets. My only circle I gotta have. So, I don't have a hula hoop. It'll be funny though.
Circle back doesn't even make that much sense. Like, yeah, it goes like it's going back to the same point, but like, why? It almost seemed like a vocal tick or like a kind of like force of habit for her to say that.
Yeah, it does seem like a force of habit. And I thought it was really hysterical that somebody wound up making a remix about her circling back. Fucking hysterical. They're like, yeah, us as a conservative media actually love her being in because I can do this. Boink. I'm like, circle back remix. God, I can't.
Kennedy had her binder, and Jen Psaki has her circling back.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. If only she was a bit more stylish, maybe she could do a circle back like how Cell Dweller did Switchback. Highly recommend that music video, mainly because they said if you want to pirate this, we don't give a shit. In the end credits. Love the fuck out of that. If I could figure out how to staple that to the end of all of these streams, I do that in particular so that I could piss off YouTube so they could go, copyright strike, and I'd be like,
I don't care.
Actually, if you would pay attention to the video, it says they allow you to post it anywhere where you can or cannot post it, and they don't really care. You can contact them on their website about it because they don't give a fuck. They give this many fucks, which, if you can tell, the fuck has been spent. So
the fuck was spent making the video.
Literally. And I started making that a meme with one of the new servers I went into.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a whole uproar about the hat and everything. And I'm like, you know, that was highly entertaining for a little while because, you know, I had fun screwing with the guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like we have Comrade Hellas in the chat. Hellas, sorry, his camera's broken. His last fuck got spent on it.
What are they asking me?
Yeah.
What's going on?
He's like, second viewer, show yourself. And it's like, technically he can't. He broke it. Yeah, so of course, Hellas, safety first, because where the hell did I? Here's my spent fuck. Oh wait, no. Fuck, I have to spend. That's actually a really nice fuck, though. I probably won't spend that. Where's the spent fuck I had? I just had that. I'll have to circle back to Hellas in a minute here after I find my spent fuck. I just lost it. Not sure. I found the bigger spent fuck. All right. Yes, Hellas. Whatever. It is always good to practice safety first, and you can always do it with a little bit of style. I particularly like to, on occasion, do it just because it's funny, and this whole thing is going to be humor and satire, anyways. Particularly cited for the spent fuck of it. I was going to decide to use my my cyberpunk glasses just for the sheer hell of it. Why not? I've got a low entertainment value. I can't really do much other than to get duct tape to improve it. I was going to do something creative with these costumes. What am I going to do? Get a phone book so I can go from here to like here? I've got an antique wooden chair that sits low, and the cushion is absolutely ancient.
I just have a Staples gaming chair.
Oh, lucky you! I've got a nice wooden bedroom set. It's all antique and everything. It's older than me.
Yeah, the table that I have in my apartment is older than me. Had that since I was a kid.
Cool.
I just like completely sanded it down, painted it, and all that fun stuff.
It is fun to do woodworking. One of these days I'll get back to it. Maybe eventually at some point in time, what I might do, speaking of woodworking, is if I keep this thing or I replace this thing, depending on whatever I decide to do with it, I might get I might see if I can actually order a furniture set and like maybe change it up or something. Just for the aesthetic shits and giggles. Because I know for the other project that I was talking about doing, I will actually be getting another one, because I did actually order a prop not too long ago, because I was trying, because I'm obsessed with it, because I want to get like one of the pistols. I was trying to get I got one that was 74U, and I thought it was a crank off. Got the thing in a timely manner, but it was plastic, and I was like, not gonna work. I use real bottle openers. I don't use plastic. Here, I decided to spend so much on the budget for props. Here, I even got a thing to hold all my tactical bottle openers. So I can instantly deploy bottle openers whenever we need them. Because hey, you know, why not? It's perfectly legal. You know, just why the hell not?
Also, I could explain why I don't have my camera running. Because my mayor wants to abolish the police in my city.
Oh God, yeah, oh Jesus. Definitely tell us about that. That is outlandish. I remember you sending me that, and I was like,
I honestly don't know that much about it myself. I only saw like 2 articles on it after a customer had come up to me and one of my other coworkers and said that it was or that he said that.
So they're going to replace your police department with social workers, some form of doctors, and an armed citizenry. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, I know far be it for me to not be, one of the armed citizenry. I'm all for it. I just,
But doesn't that like just completely negate the reason for abolishing the police?
Yes. What I find funny is because I've told everyone that's been about like the abolish the police. I was like, do you want me to become your new sheriff de facto? I don't think you do. I do film with a prop, but just because it's a prop, I legally can. It doesn't shoot anything here. No problem. Because I legally
Let's see
can.
if I can find another article on it, but
by all means.
yeah, this is a Business Insider article on this.
Ooh. Interesting. That sounds very professional. First, I figured you'd be pulling me something from the Onion. All right, let me go through this sucker here. Hey, wrong tab. Here we go. Paste and go. And let me do the share thing. Not video file. Share screen. And oh, bastards!
What is it?
They want me to remove my ad blocker. Ha! Screw them! I blocked the block. Suck it. Okay, if the Khmer set to propose something, replace the city's police with civilian-led agency. Joy! All right. There. I don't know how to pronounce that. Savant.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. Cleric, plan to replace the cities, use of civilian-led agencies. Andrew. Oh, Christ. Oh, no. It's got Cuomo on it. I don't know, man. Public safety workers and unarmed community solution. When they put things in quotations, that could be literally anything. It could be it's a totally bullshit guideline. Public safety worker. Okay, so we're talking someone who's going to be walking around with a clipboard and a construction vest, because that's, public safety. We're talking about the person that goes around in the weird, funky-looking orange beat-up vest with the yellow and white stripes on it and stuff that goes and, is basically the meter maid, as they used to call them, that goes and gives you tickets. So they're going to do public safety because they're going to be giving people fines for minor infractions. And what the hell is a community solution worker? That sounds like someone that does the schedule for the alderman. Like, all right, well, we're having a bunch of meetings in that, and we're trying to, see if we can get a solution to the scheduling. All right, I'll let my community solution worker works on it. They're just sitting there, typing away in that. Oh, lovely. Maribeth, New York.
Yeah, aren't I right? That just doesn't, that doesn't help.
Not at all. Because, I told people time and time again, they're like, if you defund the police, if you completely remove them from the picture, you will give me carte blanche to do whatever the good goddamn I want, and you will not want that. because I will be the scariest stereotypical motherfucker ever.
You'll be the next warlord.
I could
Chicago.
Yes, I could be the warlord of Chicago because there's no police. And if there's no police, who's going to stop me from doing anything illegal? And I'm not talking about doing something like stealing from a store. I'm talking about doing something outlandish, like, I don't know, just rolling down the street with an RPK or a saw or a flamethrower and a confiscated Mercedes-Benz.
Confiscated.
Yeah, just because it was like, yes, this guy was selling drugs, so per my own law, I confiscated his vehicle. There's literally no limit. Like they're doing, like I remember when they were doing all the Purge movies and stuff, and I'm like, I bet you Alex Jones is right about them eventually wanting to make this shit real. And it's like, this is laying the groundwork for it. It's terribly terrible. 100-page page reviewed by the GQ. It's just Boston City's current police department and quotations. Department of Community Solutions and Public Safety. Is this like the plumbers union? Is this like the mates? Because they did have a union, if I remember correctly, in Chicago.
For plumbers?
Plumbers definitely, and most public works do have their own unions, and I think they had one for like what they call the meter maids before they did like the new digital platform they have now.
Mm-hmm.
$12.5 million a year to run. That's actually kind of cheap, I think. That's not too bad as far as cost overall for one town.
Yeah, the place I live is like, it's an interesting place.
Right. So how many people you got there? Like a milli?
I forget.
Okay.
It's not a big city.
Okay. If you got like ballpark like 1 million people, I could see taxes reasonably covering this. Might be a little high, but
so it's not a very big population, but the like the city's economy is dominated by 2 colleges.
Those dirty bastards. Yeah, they can cover it. That's terrible. There's a joke in there somewhere. I just have to find it. IPD currently spends 1/3 of its time responding to calls for services that never lead to arrests. Okay, well, I can believe that. Calls, woes, majority of patrol activity. Canada should be handled by unarmed community social workers trained in de-escalation. I can hardly read it. You're going to send, theoretically speaking, unarmed meter maids to handle these calls. Oh my God. You guys are screwed. You guys are so screwed. I hope they at least know some self-defense, because I mean, you guys have been kind of gradually outdoing us with the psychotic crime. We just shoot people all the time. We grab our fucking Tech 9s and our AK-47s and our fucking shotguns and so on. Occasionally there are shotguns, not many, but occasionally they do get used.
But wait, this is all fine because this is the city's first black mayor.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
It's all okay.
Oh my God. Police perform better when they show up. Everybody wants that. Well, no shit. Everybody wants the cops to do better unless they want to completely get rid of them. Article thing for city and where to do.
And then you'll also like the end of this article.
Proposals made as part of executive order signed by. No. Oh shit! I knew this was coming. I knew this was. Oh God! You're fucking killing me with this. A conference of views on their departments because the dead bodies matter. George Floyd being the dead body that just so happened to matter. namely, as far as what they call reform, defunding and abolishing. Yeah, we've had 3 chops. 3. We
Something
almost
like
had
that.
one in Chicago, but thankfully the police were able to hold their ground, and they prevented that from happening near the Columbus statue they had on the north side. So yeah, do they want a round 4? Oh Christ. Alice, I hope you're cracking all sorts of jokes about Syntagma riots and stuff, because that is the other than the insanity that happened in Chicago, that's the other thing that's come to my mind. These people running down the streets with hammers, breaking apart concrete so they can throw rocks at each other, who somehow avoid felonies. Because that's totally not a felony somehow. I found this hysterical. Large budget cuts in the wake of the protests. 115 million cut from LA. They're screwed. And Austin. Well, it's only Austin. I mean, if they mean Austin, Texas, I mean, people are just going to get shot just like they do over here. So I imagine that will resolve itself in about 10 years' time. It'll just massively reduce the population. Austrian police department has been more or less unprecedented prior to Myrick's proposal. Myrick, however you pronounce his name. In order to move forward with implementing the plan, it would need approval from the city council, which he believes will happen. At least you are in the service, and if it does go south, you know how to handle yourself. Those grandmas are so screwed. They thought the nursing homes were bad. Oh boy, the granny's got nothing. Granny ain't seen nothing yet.
I do think it will be a big battle. Fox News will lose their shit.
I nearly lost mine. I'm glad I went to the bathroom before reading that. Oh my god. Oh, meme showed up. Good to see you. Yeah, memes. If I sent you the invite, if you want to get in here, go right ahead. Fox News will lose their shit. I don't think they're going to be the only ones that are going to be losing their shit. The elderly. The fucking elderly. Unless they're like the people in Indiana that I wanted to sing, where every granny's got a blinker gun of some kind or another. I think they're going to be screwed. Because, I mean, it's still New York. Don't you guys have, like, from my understanding is, let's say you guys got, like, this platform weapon. You basically have to have the mag welded into this damn thing. And you have to somehow have some sort of way where you can basically hold the bolt carrier open and then, just for the humor of this, let me get one of my fucks. There we go. Load these.
Yeah, it's that way with both California and New York. Oops.
Yeah.
I knocked my Switch over.
Don't you guys have to do something ridiculous like that where you have to get some type of awkward?
Yeah, something like that, and then you can't have like a threaded barrel for like adding like silencers or like other things like that. Oh, and also another thing with the New York Safe Act, it was passed in the middle of the night, and when it was passed, the incompetent people in Albany, when they wrote the law, they forgot to write basically like a little addendum saying, "Hey, police can go onto school property with their pistols." So literally, like the first day, police couldn't like enter school property with their pistols.
You're killing me. You're killing me, man. Oh my god. They cannot enter with their pistols.
They had to edit that later, and then they also later edited it so that we could have 10 rounds instead of, I think it was 7.
Yeah, I remember Scoop talking about that. It's like, they want us to hold 7 rounds. What the hell can you get in 7 rounds? I was like, my carry piece. And he's like, I'm talking not handguns, rifles. And I was like, oh, nothing. Because like I had to think, like when I literally went to go get this, and because these are so hard to get, I had to go out of my way, and it's just insane how not only how expensive these things are, but these only come in 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. That's what AK mags come in as far as round capacity. They do not come in off numbers. They don't come into 7. They don't come into 15. The weirdest one that I seen was somebody apparently had something that they said was like a Chinese specialized magazine from the PLA that holds something like 47 rounds. And I was like, how did they do that? Because I have not heard of that ever, whatsoever.
Good question.
Yeah. 47, yeah. That's like, I've never heard of them. Like, if you could fit 47 in there, why not just curve it a little bit more and then insert 50? You know?
Yeah.
Why stop at like 3 from
47. Why stop at 47?
Stop at 47. Yeah, not going to 50. Why the hell did you do that? I don't get it. It doesn't make a bit of sense to me. But I'm not China. I'm not a communist. I guess I don't have their inferior logic. Hell no. Jesus. Oh my God. Defunding the police. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're. Oh God. Yeah, that's gonna have a round 2. I have a feeling with it, but we're talk about the potential round 2 later on.
The Senate sends his regards.
Awesome. Through a burner account. Sure. I was wondering who the hell Bob Jones was, and was like, I don't know that guy. What's the matter? Did you get voted out of office and you couldn't log in? Speaking of mayors, I don't know how your guy is gonna make it. I honestly don't see how he's gonna.
I don't either.
It's just gonna go so bad. It's just go so bad. Oh my God! If he succeeds, I hope he fails for your safety and everyone else in your neighborhood. That's oh my God. So anyways, circling back. Highlights thus far of many achievements of Joe Biden's presidency and what he's done so far.
Create a border crisis.
Oh God, yeah. Oh Jesus. That was the funniest shit I have ever seen. Like, these guys literally, I'm gonna have to get this shirt because I think these guys purposely copied InfoWars because I seen the Biden let us in shirts, so I'm like, what? Did they buy them off of InfoWars or something? What the fuck? They're like the same font and everything. Here, let me go grab it because I think I just got the thing watched. Find me a picture of these guys because it's seriously. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Oh, what we have here. You gonna do the intro?
Hi, memes.
I effed up on it. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, all right. I didn't know if you were gonna do the intro.
I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
That's what's going on, dude. When you totally just F it up, it's like, this is why cannabis should be used in moderation. It was still hooked up to my Bluetooth, and normally my Bluetooth was plugged in, so it was playing through the headphones. Like, why am I not hearing it? Because I had the volume all down because I didn't want to make too much noise with.
Oh,
yes.
bummer. That's all good.
Poor planning. But what's going on?
Not too much.
Yeah, same.
We're just making fun of Biden for the time being, and the other funny stuff that's happened around him with what's going on recently. The joke I'm cracking this time is I think that what, Mally? You want out or something? You want attention, buddy? The thing that I think is if you look at your run-of-the-mill InfoWars shirt, and then you look at the Biden Let Us In shirts, the font is very much the same. So I have a feeling.
Here's the thing. I could have voted for Joe Biden in 2016. And you know what? I probably would have voted for him in 2020. It's like, I probably could have done that because it's like, all right, Joe is gliding out. He's finishing out his years and stuff. Is anything really changing? Okay, we're doing some progressive things, little bit there. It's like, it's kind of like the ending to Game of Thrones. It's like everyone would be pissed, but realistically, if you're trying to avoid horrible calamity, it might be the best option. At least we had. But Joe didn't even. I'm pretty sure, like, dude, he had lost his son recently and everything. It's like, I still remember when President Obama got reelected. Joe was outside the car. He was waving to the people. The anchors on CNN were like, "Is Joe Biden gunning for a 20?" Because he was showing a lot of energy, and like, he's not a spring chicken or anything anymore. It's like, you see him get out there. It's like, he's like, world leaders called me and asked me to run. I'm like, is that collusion? I don't know. And I'm just like, he's being honest about it. So I'm like, this is the thing. I don't think he wanted to run because his time would have been in 2016, and literally everybody was asking him. It's like, all right, you're literally, it's like, you're the former vice president. It's like, you're known for saying quirky things. They know that acts as a little bit of a dude. That's literally how Trump became president. It's like, there's controversy. It's like, is it worse than what's been going on with Donald Trump for the past 30 years? Because he's always been in controversy. It's not new.
Oh, not in the slightest. Give me a second. I gotta let the cat out. Oh, what, kitty?
It's one of those things that's like, it makes me sad. It makes me sad because we have so much freaking potential, and the amount of energy we're spending just gunning for each other's throats, proverbially and unfortunately, actually, it's like, dude, if we channel that energy, those resources we're spending to fight ourselves, it's like, what the hell
Imagine
could we
the
do?
stuff we could do.
Yeah. We can. Hey, I know perfectly how to demonstrate this. Let me get my bottle openers together. We can go from here to here.
Now, a lot of people will probably have a problem with your comparison. I understand it completely. It's like, y largo es grande, bigger is better. Apologies for my racist Spanish. Oh, hey, kitty. Oh, you awake. Oh, you want to be fed. That's why you're giving me attention.
I'm going to have to rename this the cat stream because we've all got cats.
I like cats.
And they've interrupted all of us.
Yeah, my cat's starting to look at me and blink slowly.
Hold on, wait. Is this the collective cat conscious? Is it literally a wave function for cats? Because all our cats, are they not hungry at around the same time?
Oh, no, I just gave my cat food.
Are we solving for Schrodinger? I don't know.
We might. I just let mine out because he wanted to go kill possums.
Oh.
Like, literally.
Is that safe?
Yes. Because
is he a street cat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you don't have with street cats.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing anything yet with my cat, like outside wise, because I haven't had her, or I get her vaccinated on Monday, and I also haven't had her spayed yet, and that'll be at the end of the month. So,
I knew a toothless, clawless cat that would fend off pit bulls, or at least my nana did. It was a street. You grow up on the streets. It's like you learn to survive. It's like going down to Disney World and like going down to like the duck pond. It's like you feed those ducks some bread. It's like, there are some crazy ass like war scarred like ducks and stuff that'll come up there. It's like, I realize you've been through some mess. You're pretty big. You've probably gotten a lot of food. You kind of scare me. I'm going to continue to walk away at slowly accelerating speed.
Oh, about time you got here, Senate.
Oh, hello.
I thought you got voted in the office after you said hello.
Yes, no. That was just me investigating, see what was going on.
All right.
Seemed entertaining enough.
Well, now that we have the two other people who was waiting on to join us, we are going to circle back again.
Oh, my.
To introductions.
Burp.
Introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Burp, I got to feed the cat.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, I do not have a cat, so I don't have this issue. Which is probably for the best.
Yeah,
I am the physical representation of the Senate, both conflicted but also incredibly incompetent. Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
I'm a living meme. You're welcome.
You are the living meme. And you take my taxes that I pay.
Yep. And we get you your SIM card, okay?
Yes, indeed. Which I still have to fill that out now that you actually got
Yes, exactly. See, it's not all our fault, okay?
it. Yeah, so now it's you that's waiting on me instead of me waiting on you.
Precisely.
Yeah. God, I'm going to troll the hell out of Cat with that. That's just too funny. He's like, what the flip? And I'm like, oh, I will humor the hell out of you with that. I shall be your first and most disturbing out of all of them.
With all these cats, makes me wonder, is this a feminist stream?
Oh, God, you're going to make me get my inhaler.
Well, I guess I'm the anti-feminist then. Here, wreck you with facts.
Oh, God, dying slowly.
Aren't we all?
Oh, man.
Death is inevitable.
All right. We'll circle back to introductions and memes gets back from feeding his cat.
Now I'm just gonna play chase the little red dot with my cat.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I'm gonna have to call this the Biden cat stream.
Well, I could probably get my neighbor's cat's attention with a laser sight, but it's mounted to a weapon, so I don't know if that's allowed.
That's probably highly illegal.
No one has to know, okay? Where I live, they don't care. My neighbor has an APC.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's lovely. So it probably wouldn't be the best to try and take out its cat.
Oh, they're convenient. I mean, shoot, we were talking about earlier in Ithaca. They're trying to get rid of the police and go to armed citizens and unarmed social workers.
I like this plan.
It's like, this is such a terrible idea, but it's so hysterical. What could possibly go wrong? And we're just basically trolling on Biden until we find something else to do, because I could have like broken it up into 8 different topics, but I decided, you know what? I'm not going to make that many of these little sliders for that.
And yeah, what's going to happen on a Saturday, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, I think they got a bill they're trying to pass, HR 1. Your vote
the We the
doesn't
People
matter.
Act or whatever.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll drone strike another Middle Eastern country.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at this rate, man. You know, and it's A-okay as long as it's a transgendered airstrike.
Mm-hmm. Stunning and brave, okay.
Stunning and brave drone strike. Rainbow rocket fuel through the sky.
I'm sure all of the Syrians are so proud to be a part of such an empowering and stunning moment, all right, of history. All right, history is being made.
Yes,
The glass ceiling is being shattered.
Oh, it's being blown the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like, I thought it was funny as hell with the drone strike they did in Syria. They had an American private contractor, and it was so stunning and brave, he died of a heart attack.
Wow.
He didn't even get hit.
It's crazy.
He was taking cover, just. I was like, well, that's the first I've ever heard of that before. Damn. You know, normally whenever you get like mercenaries, contractors, cell stores, whatever you want to call them, or you know, militia people, and they're fighting and stuff and getting drone struck and shit. Normally they die from being blown to bits, missing the missile, and just I don't know if it's the concussive blast or he was just like sitting there watching. There's just this rainbow rain down from the sky and destroy everyone. Just went, he alone, because it's just. I don't expect that.
Though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
There we go. I apologize for being late a second time.
I really need to get me one of these intros.
It's
Darth
perfect.
Plagueis the Wise speech or something.
I love hearing about that stuff.
Mm.
Don't worry. Whatever you got back here, we did intend to circle back to your introduction.
Yeah, we'll just keep circling back. You know, it's okay.
Well, things tend to come full circle.
Yeah, let's just keep circling back.
Circle back, circle jerk.
Probably won't be the first time.
Maybe not the last.
That's definitely not the last.
Yeah, by all means.
I mean,
my anti-Semitic cruel humor aside, by all means, introduce yourself, my friend.
Oh, I'm Memes. I've been creating awkward moments since 2020, or at least that's what my Patreon says.
Nice.
I held it out for a while because I may or may not have been within the spheres of the whole Patreon lawsuit, because that was a very interesting experience, because the whole point of going through that and actually filing an official complaint was because, well, it looked like there was a violation. The whole point of the project was to start an investigation. The issue we kind of ran into was at one point during the project, they ended up going into an investigation slightly around other things, but it started the investigation. So the goal was accomplished. So it's like, to actually finish the project lost gas, in my opinion. But it was a very interesting thing to see about like different groups and different people that literally didn't know each other. Some of them didn't actually know who these people were, and just seeing organization on different structures. And actually earlier I was on, what was it? One of the things with Dr. Eric Weinstein, his whole geometric unity thing. And some of the folks on there, they put out a paper, just 10 pages going over. It's like, all right, so there's some major problems here for this to actually qualify as a theory, let alone a theory of everything. It's like, all right, what is your metric? Like, what are you actually basing this off of? And since you did this, you're assuming these. So it's like, you either need to go and perhaps rework all of modern physics. Could be a possibility, or it doesn't quite add up right.
Interesting.
I just like seeing how people interact. It's, I don't know, we're complex.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I have a complex series of fucks, some of which I have spent, some of which I have not. Like, oh, there's my other fuck to give that I was looking for. Huh. I need to really go through my desk more often. I'll find all my fucks.
These are things that should probably be accounted for. I'm just saying, Burnside, I worry for your safety. It's just, I mean, I'm not so worried necessarily about what. All I know is I've been watching The Expanse, and you totally remind me of Amos.
I've heard of it. I have not watched it.
It probably wouldn't surprise you, and I mean it in all the best ways. It's like, you're more or less going to do what you say you're going to do. You might kill me, though. But those would need to be very specific factors and everything. And it's like, I can respect that.
I am just enough of an asshole to do that, too. That's the funny thing. I will sit there and I'll get all into character and I'll be like, I shall rip your intestines asunder, and then I shall barbecue them with fava beans, because I think that's how the movie went. And you'll be screaming in pain.
Looks like the Senate's got a fan.
Indeed he does.
Do
I am stunning and brave.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
Not yet.
I can send you a referral link.
Mm.
Work in progress.
I make money off of it.
Mm.
Only if you make money.
See, my thing is that my entire body is deformed.
I mean, there's someone for
by
everybody.
the Jedi, as I'm sure you're aware. And the attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
I mean, you don't actually need to show like photos or anything. You could just upload like
Wrinkles.
ASMR. I mean, it's just a Patreon alternative. That's the thing. People want to give you money, they can give you money.
Interesting.
Well, processing fee seems to be higher than Patreon. That's very curious.
Yeah. Interesting.
If I ever get anything humorous off the ground, I might do that for my my fund of fucks to give. They are the specialized kind of fucks to give, like this one in particular that I like. Not because it's very effective, but because it's American made, and you don't come across that too often. A 100% made in America 762 by 39 fuck to give, and it is a very beautifully designed fuck to give.
You should do like an armory review.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Show off the tank in the garage.
No. It's like you all ever watch like I know on like the military channel like they had like the top 10 tanks and like fighter jets and like they would go through different like categories and different types of things and just kind of like rating it and like they had a system and it would depend of course on the time, its impact. They'll go through like armor and basically they would set up like a rating system. And I feel like dude, I love looking into stuff like that. And again, like this is why I say I'm a fascist pacifist, because at the core of things, I want to have peace, but I also understand like humanity and like this is why we can't have nice things. I want to have nice things. I want to totally have sprinkles and like unicorn farts and everything.
Oh yeah.
But and again, this is why I say it's like I am willing to go in some places like we should re-legalize dueling and bring capital punishment to certain white collar crime.
Yeah, like here, I have a perfect comparison here because I found my two fucks to give. There's like this is your run of the mill standard imported from Russia fuck to give for one of these that is not a proper weapon. You know, this is your standard.
Don't hate on the AK.
Yeah, your standard steel fuck to give. It's not that impressive looking. It's just run of the mill, and it's steel casing, of course, which over here is like really rare, but over there it's they don't have copper or brass mines or whatever. Cold as shit, so they use steel. Versus this one made in the States, which is it's brass and it's prettier looking because they put some type of coating on the bullet itself, and I was like, not bad.
Now, just as a pragmatic question, if you were a Russian arms manufacturer overseas and you were making product for people in the United States, would you send your best batches?
Oh, no. Realistically, probably not. I myself, I definitely would try to because I'd want people to be buying these.
Yeah, they're going to be repeat buyers. It's not like they're going to stop war anytime soon.
Oh,
how would the domestic market compete? That's the whole point. It's like if there's a total need for imports, then sure.
Yeah, like
I can send them a nuke.
That is one thing that you can take into consideration as far as competitive markets. Both of these fulfill the same role. There's not much of really difference in them in weight. I believe this one is a little heavier, if I remember correctly. But as far as the design, this one has a specialized coating with it, and it has a flatter tip than this one. And perfectly legal. The thing is, as far as this is technically a specialized fuck to give. This is a standard fuck to give. So this one is like maybe an extra buck or two more. But when the guy that runs the fuck store, he does not have to pay the tariff for this one, but he does have to pay the tariff for this one because it's an import, whereas this is domestic. But depending on just how many fucks you want to give at any given time, it's going to have a diversity of fucks to give.
Well, I mean, there is something to say in diversification, because, I mean, if anything happened for some reason, one happened to work out better than the other, it's better to have it not need it than need it not have it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, if you're talking ammunition of whatever kind, whether, I mean, it's 9mm or it happens to be a freaking Trojan, whatever, man.
I don't have a 9mm fuck to give, but I do have a prop fuck to give. That's a 380.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Welcome.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah,
Greetings.
I'm only on for a little bit because I actually have to go to work tomorrow. So we should probably start doing this stuff on Fridays, man.
I wanted to do it Friday. The only reason I didn't is because Jaffe had me on his show from until practically 3 a.m. But indefinitely next week it will be Friday because he will not be having me on his show again on Friday. Maybe he'll be having Scoob on instead.
Nice. It's nice to meet you, Memes of Destruction. I like your background. I like your shirt, man. And those are also some pretty kick-ass looking shades.
Thank you.
And now, since you have arrived, we circle back once again to introductions.
Hello, I am John, and as you can see from my avatar, I worship the Lord and Savior and the one who warned us about the glowies before they finally got him, Terry A. Davis. Remember, they glow in the dark, you got to run them over with your car.
Yes, a very suspicious bioluminescent federal officer.
Yes, and yes, and I'm pretty sure that at least one of them was driving that train that killed poor Terry. May he rest in peace.
That is terrible.
Yes, and I only hopped in for a small amount of time. Currently, I'm getting ready to go to bed and go to work for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm only going to be on for a little bit, but I figured I'd hop in, talk a little bit, and then head off.
Nice.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, I have tomorrow off, so I'm happy.
Nice. I gotta go back to work. But
Yep.
I'm like a night owl, so it's whichever. And I see someone else has graced us in particular.
Who could it be? I wonder. Could be anybody.
We'll wait and see if he does his thing.
We'll find out.
Come on.
The suspense is killing me.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. We won't hit you.
Though I know I should be wary, someplace scary, ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice!
Hey guys, what's going on?
Well, the issue is obviously me as good old Allah is the true God. As the universe started with an explosion.
Are you Welsh?
I'm sorry, but I do not ascribe to your god. I worship the god Emperor of Mankind because
I'm sorry. You mean the corpse?
He has kick-ass golden armor and a flaming sword. And
he's in a chair. He's in a golden high chair at the present moment.
I'm sorry.
Being spoon-fed applesauce in a retirement home.
Are you talking about the Emperor with a text-to-speech thing? Because the Yu-Gi-Oh episode was awesome.
Also, don't forget, there's like a 50-50 chance that it's only the orcs believing he's still alive that's keeping him alive.
Yes, because that is canon. I'm surprised you know about that. Yeah. There actually is a band of orcs that actually do work with the Imperium. And they go for the Emperor, which is hysterical because they look like a bunch of clunky, rusty-looking ultramarines. It's so funny.
Do you have magic to share?
Oh, orcs always have magic to share. And it's more often than not always humorous or disturbing. Or disturbingly humorous. It's like a Guar concert. You never know what's going to happen.
It's like an Ouroboros.
The one thing that you always got to make sure that you know about orcs is the orcs in America, they generally are pretty cool, like tribalistic warfare, but they can be bros. Stay away from the ones in Japan, though. You don't want to be much more.
Yeah, from what I hear, the ones in Japan, they either rape or shoot people.
Sometimes both.
Oh God!
Is it a different culture?
I think so.
If you've been on the internet as long as I have you seen the glorious illustrations of Nippon as much as I have, then you'd understand, my friend. That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Deviant art.
You know too much about him.
I like deviant art.
Oh, it's not just deviant art.
Judgment intensifies.
For affinity.
My judgment is going
I
to
never
intensify.
touched fur affinity because I'm fully
Oh,
like
God.
I think it has
Yes.
a high infection rate.
they literally need to issue hunting licenses for furries.
We
Furries
have
are
an
people
infection.
too.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Right? If they dress up like deer, we have a right to shoot them.
Exactly.
Pixip is basically the Japanese version of
Plausible
DeviantArt.
deniability, all right?
As a half Jewish dragonkin on this internet stuff and things, I have
You're
to
on the hit
admit,
list,
I
man.
apologize for this. It's okay. My time will come whenever. These things. It should have come
It will
like
be.
18 years ago, 100 years. Okay. So many better people than me have left this mortal coil. I'm freaking still here. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Now, if
I'm
you
counting my
want to
bullets
do
right
bad,
now.
no. If you actually truly have hatred for this deerkin,
Yes.
if they have offended you,
We get paid by the government.
then
to
you
kill
know
them.
what? Here's the thing. You ask for an apology. If they don't apologize, I believe we should re-legalize
You can make a
dueling.
lot of money by killing deer.
Yes.
Well, yeah, with
I am
proper
sorry.
licensing
I am
and
sorry,
places.
memes of
Oh, no. We have a special
Insane.
holiday where anyone can just go out and shoot
Oh,
deer.
dueling.
I am
Dueling.
sorry. I am sorry, memes of destruction, but I must challenge you to a duel. A knight must slay the dragon.
I apologize.
So dragon is
I'm just messing with you, bro. You seem cool, so it's pretty
Oh.
cool. But like
I was hoping I
eventually-
didn't offend you.
All I'm
No.
saying is
not
I don't get offended by stuff
we have
like
a special
that.
holiday where we can shoot
But-
anything we want.
But like one of these days, we're gonna have to set up a Dark Souls like arena so that we can duel.
It's going to be the boss battle.
No. This is my solution to prevent a potential civil war or something like that. I'm like, what ends up happening? It's like, dude, I've literally talked to like black nationalists. I've talked to white nationalists, and ultimately, like
What about
folks
Chinese
all along
nationalists?
that spectrum. And all I know is at one point, it's like most folks just want to live a good life and be left alone. It's like, okay, what ends up happening? Well, at some point, there are folks that end up saying something, doing something that goes beyond the pale, and some folks just want to see the world burn. It's like, I don't think any group or community has a monopoly on assholes. I think there's a fairly standard distribution of that. And if these are the folks that end up getting into the fights, I'm like, all right, well, let's let the dog catch the car, because we always have very often. It's like, hold me back, bro, hold me back. Well, I can't get into a fight. That would be wrong. I would get into trouble. If two consenting adults are full of hatred, I say let them engage in mortal combat under the doctrine
I
of bodily
think jousting
autonomy.
is more of a...
Dude, a lot of folks are fans
Civil
of jousting. Dude, that's a very strong method of dueling. Dude,
I know.
Dude, I practiced extensively
Motorcycle jousting.
HEMA. I participated in duels using blunted weapons and reenactments.
Dude, the
And
Eastern
also-
Europeans are into that stuff. Like the Russians and the Ukrainians, it's like a 30-minute like battle of them going, dude, like swords and armor, dude, they're kicking the crap out of each other.
Yes,
I'm like,
and
all right, rather than shooting planes out of the sky, do more of that.
yes, it's like
Oh my God, that
I
would be
watch
so fun.
I watch a lot of videos from people like Scala Gladiatoria. There's Lindy Beige, people like that who do historical, videos and stuff, and a lot of them that also study Scala Gladiatoria, from actually studying the manuals for HEMA for like proper knightly combat, how to engage with melee weapons and stuff. Like I was such like that was like my dream when I was a kid. I always wanted to be a knight. I always wanted to like wear plate armor with a sword and shield and follow chivalry and stuff. That was like my dream when I was a kid.
You
And then I
wanted to
realized
play a real life RPG.
Yes,
Hell
and
Me too. Me
This
too.
is-
Hey,
You can-
the closest
Dragonkin,
I've gotten to that is joining the military, because that's basically our modern knights. Because my dreams were dashed when I realized the only way to become a knight is to do service for the Queen in England.
Hey, all I'm
And
saying,
I know for damn sure that I'm not going to contribute enough to fucking Britain in order to get knighted.
all I'm saying is that jousting is a socially distanced sport. Okay.
Although to be fair, once I I got out on my own and stuff, and after I got out of the military and I started fiddling around with different things, like two things came to mind when I was like, huh, there's this reenactment stuff that they do, and there's these Renaissance fairs. I should go to those. And then I seen that there were actual people doing like fake duels and stuff, and people doing full contact with like blunted weapons and stuff. And I'm like, huh. I can be a fucking knight. I don't need to be knighted by a queen or something. I could just get the armor and a sword, beat the shit out of the other guy.
I don't need to sacrifice my entire life. I just need to get the equipment.
Well, that implied, hey, that implied you had a life to begin with.
And I am a firm believer that
And a furry.
as long as you practice like actual combat skills and stuff for that kind of thing, and you learn from like a teacher who's like a good swordsman, or being able to like do the footwork, properly moving around in plate armor.
I
getting all
have
the
some
swords, all that kind of stuff
news
like that.
for you.
You can be a knight.
Let me speak for a moment, all right? First of all, let me give you some grand reasoning. All right, you should not just be a knight. You should be a knight of the church. You should be a crusader, a templar, a holy man of the cloth.
Fuck that, dude. Blackguards.
I just want to be a knight's hospitaller. Can I be that?
Yes, but with the blackguards, you end up becoming part of the 13%.
I don't want to be black.
I just want to hit people with a sword.
Great.
Man, that's the blackguards.
But
they just
if
want to
you're,
hit people with
if you're a
swords.
crusader, you get to hit someone with a sword and have the church back you up.
For a little bit. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
First
don't
Crusade
think
was
the church
completely
should have a
justified.
standing army at the moment. I think that's
Until
probably a
you-
bad idea.
But either way.
Yeah, and we've all seen how that kind of thing goes down. We've watched Hell's Senate. We've seen the ending of that.
It happens. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, there goes
there he
Allah.
goes.
I am not a biblical scholar by any means. I started reading like the first 5 pages of Genesis. All I know is I think at the point the church starts assembling a standing army, that's probably not a good sign of anything to come.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on which church.
But like I as a kid, I've always had, aspirations of being a hero and stuff. And when I was little, I used to always watch movies about, soldiers and knights and stuff like that. And I always thought that that was an honorable thing to do. That's why I enlisted in the military. It's not just because my entire family has had military history going all the way back to the first colony and stuff when we were privateers and mercenaries assisting with the, protecting the fucking colonist ships. And it just goes back from then. And I've always seen it as a thing that I needed to do when I grew up. But I've always loved the idea, the romanticization of like the knight, like the person you see riding the white stallion in glimmering armor with a sword, long flowing golden locks. The dude literally looks like an angel and stuff. And I always wanted to be like that. And then I realized, damn, I was born in the wrong fucking century.
Yeah.
Well,
But now I can fully say with confidence that my dream has been realized because I own a full suit of plate armor, I own a shield, I own weapons that won't immediately break if you hit them on something, and I know how to fight. If you fucking threw me back into the past, I could guarantee you I would lie my ass off about me being of noble birth so I don't get fucking executed, and I would for real.
Well, in Pennsylvania here, we have something called the Pensic Wars. There's just a bunch of nerds in full armor, about 10,000 of them, and they just fight each other. And it's actually pretty fun, I gotta say. We have a king, we have a queen, we have
Dude, it's a
chain
great
of command.
This is the thing.
Siege.
It's like if a lot of issues come down to it's like, oh, these things about the military-industrial complex, like what's their goal to have contracts like build bombs and technology? It's like, okay, I agree that it's like in our current state of affairs, yes, we need bombs and everything. It's like I like big explosions. We don't necessarily need to drop them on a whole hell of a lot of people. It's nothing wrong with displays of military force just to show you don't fuck with us.
Yep.
The one issue that I have with people shitting on the military is a 3-pronged issue. Number one, they're civilians and they don't know what the military is about or what we do, and they just assume because of propaganda that they're getting fed like soldiers just go over and oppress everybody, shoot people who are unarmed for no reason, rape women and children and shit. They think that we're like that. And I'm
They
like,
think we're overpaid too.
yeah, it's like, you think that we're literally the fucking Mongol Empire? We live in the 21st fucking century. That's the kind of shit you get from militias in the middle of fucking bumfuck Africa, where everybody's houses are literally fucking straw huts and they're throwing spears at each other. That's not how a fucking modern civilization works, especially for their military.
Oh god, yeah.
And another thing is, war is good. Because you want to know what all of these advancements we have was made by? Because we had conflict, and conflict spurned technological advancement. All those things that you enjoy, like modern medicine, communication, cars, planes, guns, everything that makes your life much more convenient was made because it was under duress of war.
Yep.
And number 3, there's always some insane prick who just thinks that he's God or above the laws of man and nature and wants to destroy the world or dominate it. And he could give less of a fuck about using force to do so. It's kind of reminds me of that one quote. World peace would only be achieved when the last 2 humans on Earth kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone is always going to want someone dead.
Yep.
Right. Well, I think that's just a human trait in general. I mean, maybe not all, but I mean, I think that crosses many buddies' minds. But it's like, okay, yeah, there are a lot of advancements and stuff in the world, but it's like, are we happier?
I'd say the quality of life has always improved after war because it generally led to discoveries in medicine.
Technology advancements, the ability to try to overcome different situations.
Exactly. Like, what would you rather have? Would you rather us not having any fucking knowledge of germ theory or something like that because they actually took the time to study casualties of war and the effects of leaving dead bodies around after war and people getting sick and still fucking bleeding the fucking tumors and shit, or miasma?
Oh, I totally love to be here on the internet and be able to go down the street to Wendy's and grab a vanilla Frosty. That's freaking amazing, dude. I'm just asking, like, overall, like, through different generations, because, like, if you're not really changing that much, it's like, if you have a manageable population and everything, and you're sharing your culture and everything, it's like, all right, if you're surviving, you're moving on, it's like, some of those people seem pretty happy. Don't get me wrong. There's a hell of a lot of people that had dude, going out and freaking actually like partying and stuff, like back when like that was a thing, that was amazing. But then again, it's like, what are the parameters that we're going to gauge being happy by? And I think that probably is different to different people.
Because one thing is, conflict doesn't always have to be violent, doesn't always have to be insane, but being that human nature is the way it is, we do get stronger from adversity. We do get stronger from overcoming obstacles. Whether it's a madman who's hell-bent on world domination or a blizzard that's trying to freeze your balls off. You can overcome those, good things will come because you will learn something from your journey. And yes, war is hell, but you do go through periods of darkness before you get to the light,
Yep.
It's like seasons.
It's literally, the fucking thing is, it's always darkest before the dawn. War is a necessary evil because just because of human nature, there's always going to be somebody trying to instigate a fight for any reason. Like, you can put 100 people in a room and they all agree on everything except for one thing, and that can just immediately go into a wildfire of violence. People start picking sides and throwing rocks at each other.
That's why I say let those people engage in Mortal Kombat. Let's re-legalize dueling.
Oh, yeah. I fully agree with that. My favorite president was Andrew Jackson because that motherfucker didn't take shit from anybody. If you pissed him off, he'd duel you and shoot you in the face.
Do we have literal like founding framers that like died after duels? It was honor combat. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you also don't have freedom from consequences. If like, because that would be like the basis of some duels. Somebody would write a very slanderous, some may say a libelous article about somebody, and they would ask for a retraction and an apology. If that was not given, they could demand satisfaction. They could challenge them to a duel. Now, just because you're challenged doesn't mean you need to accept. But at that point, people can see that, yeah, your mouth rights checks your ass can't cash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
you're
definitely.
not willing to. That's the thing. Being willing to die for something you believe in, and especially like dude, if like somebody does something tiny, you're going around challenging everyone to a duel. It's like, yeah, there's always going to be people like that, but society will quickly figure that out. But it's like if you're going through and like just saying the most horrific things, and that's the thing. It's like, don't start nothing, don't get nothing.
Yep.
It might generate people actually attacking ideas and stuff rather than individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was what we wanted.
Yeah,
and it's also just like the thing too is like I'm gonna get into some like nerdy shit here, but I think it actually does kind of have a good little example of that kind of a mindset. Think you guys ever played Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind?
Yeah.
I have it. I have not touched it yet.
Yes. Remember the House Telvanni and how they handle that kind of a thing for like the laws and stuff, where if you have a disagreement with somebody and you kill them in honorable combat, you're right because you were able to defend your point better.
Well, it's trial by combat. Mayor Giuliani, he called for trial by combat.
Yeah, trial by combat and right makes right. If you are not strong enough in your ideals to believe and put out what you believe, and your opponent is, then they're right and you're wrong, and you paid for it with your life. But if you're willing to fight for your beliefs, you should be willing to die for them.
Wow.
Definitely.
I have some great fans.
that
I'm not going to discourage them.
I mean, personally, I think the relegalization of dueling is a terrible idea, but
I think it could be fun.
But I see it as a solution. I realize I'm basically going to ask for a whole bunch of folks, many of whom that I actually like and everything too, may very likely die. Mm-hmm. I'm essentially calling for. Oh
Death
my
is
god!
inevitable.
I'm calling for illegal genocide on assholes.
You'll congratulations.
Hey, it's more of like
genocide.
Process of elimination. Okay.
But I'm looking at where the problems come from. And it just ends up being like a Hatfield and McCoy's, a Romeo and Juliet. Somebody says something, somebody does something. It goes beyond the pale again and again. I'm like, if people have issues with very specific people, aren't they supposed to take care of it rather than dragging everybody in because everyone has a connection to everybody else?
Usually, yeah. It's supposed to be handled.
Just like consenting adults, just that are assholes eradicate each other.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't explain the Balkans, then.
The Balkans are always nuts.
Yeah, like everybody's there. I mean, that's just...
And it's like the thing too is a type of civilization like that. Like you could make it work probably. Like take for instance the Klingons. You know what the people always assume like the Klingons are like the whole, you know, nobody's really that intelligent because if you're better than somebody else, all you have to do is just kill them in combat and then you know you take their position.
Yep.
And that's ignorance because that's not how a society would function. The reason why is like they're not as stupid and barbaric as that kind of a thing would lead you to believe. That's more of a thing of, you know, the person that you're outsmarting and stuff, you also have to be fit for the job in order to be interested in taking said position. Like the Klingons have scientists and shit, and they still did with the, if you're better than your superior and you prove it in combat, you can take the job. But it's also the thing too, if you're incompetent, then they eliminate you and replace you with somebody else.
Yep.
So a fucking civilization like that, where might makes right, can work. It's just that that's not good for like the sensibilities of people like they have. Like, would you feel good if, like, say your dad was in a position and then some dude challenged him to Mortal Kombat and killed him? No, you'd want revenge because, you know, you'd see that as unfair, even if it was like completely a justified and reasonable thing. Like the dude who replaced your dad, he's like better in every possible conceivable way.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the whole thing of a situation like that is still going to be muddied by actual, you know, feelings and, you know, normal how people behave. Like you can't just turn off.
Very nasty natural selection.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And then for natural selection stuff, it's just always the thing too, is you just got the people who like literally their fucking sole existence is being coddled because they're so dumb. They're the reason why people put warning labels on shit.
Oh yeah.
Like just for, right off Tide Pods and
Bleach probably. To be fair, the Tide Pods did look kind of tasty.
How about how about
I mean, they were brightly
cinnamon,
colored.
right?
They look like some tasty candies and stuff like that. Well,
Snorting
especially if you
cinnamon.
smoke too much.
and right off the top of my head, the newest person, the chick who put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
Or the guy who like Gorilla glued a Solo cup to his mouth.
No.
Because
Right. Let's not single out individuals. Let's not hate the players. Let's hate the game. Why might this be the case? Is there a commonality with this trend of doing unwise things?
There is. They
And
want
Red
people to pay attention to them and sometimes give them money or fucks to give, which I'm kind of low. So
good old E-fame.
Yeah.
Internet clout.
The
That's
clout,
literally
yeah.
the only reason. Like that, I can think of another instance. That one couple where like the girlfriend was pregnant and shit, and they were just married or something, and the dude had a book, and he fucking told his girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever to shoot him because the book was thick enough to fucking stop the bullet, and he was using the fucking Desert Eagle.
It was a 50 cal.
And
That
it
was
went right through the
terrible.
book and killed her fucking husband and the father of her child because she was heavily pregnant. I think she was like 7 months.
Damn.
That was terrible.
That's
was
better than this
tragedy.
book that I spent to get. That's a big fuck. Wow.
Mhm.
It's the thing too is I can feel bad for that kind of a thing, but I also have to say, why are you that stupid? Because you also have to temper your sympathy and remorseful feelings for that happening. You have to temper that with you should have fucking known that that was a bad idea. That is on you.
Oh God,
Like,
yeah.
that's like seeing
Shoot
like
your
seeing
own
a
husband, right?
That's like seeing a person put a fucking pen in a light socket, and you just wonder to yourself, they've been told not to do that. Are you going to step in and tell them no, or are you just going to let them zap themselves? It's a situation that you don't want to put yourself in, but a lot of people put themselves in, and a lot of people could have stopped that before it even happened, but nobody did until after it happened. And nobody told them, hey, that's a really fucking stupid idea. You know that they talk to people about that. You know that they have friends.
They were talking about that for a YouTube video, I think.
Yeah, they were talking about that for a YouTube video, and nobody, basically fucking nobody that they would listen to told them, hey, you really shouldn't fucking do that. That's incredibly dangerous. You're going to get somebody killed. Or like just recently, that one dude who had a fucking butcher's knife at the trampoline place. I can't remember exactly where it was. And he tried to mug somebody, and he got shot by a fucking bystander because the dude didn't know that it was a fucking joke. He was like, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro. Holding a fucking butcher's knife and trying to fucking mug people on camera. That is not a fucking good idea.
And
the dude, and natural selection took its place. He got shot by a bystander who didn't know what the fuck was going on. He just seen a dude with a fucking butcher's knife robbing people, and
waving
he
it
died.
around.
Yeah. Dude's last words were literally, "It's just a fucking joke. It's just a prank, bro." That's the fucking bane of a lot of people who, they get on the internet, they see that kind of shit, and they want to be like that kind of shit because those people get a lot of views, a lot of people paying attention to them and stuff. And if that shit didn't exist, those people would still be alive today, and they wouldn't have done that stupid things that got them killed.
Oh
exactly.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
It's horribly depressing, dude. Like, I enjoy being able to do this with you dudes and some of the other fun stuff that I do and some of the other fun stuff I have planned. But dear Lord, I'm not dumb enough to actually go running down the street with this thing. Yeah, not a bright idea. So I got a case to carry this thing around in now. You have to transport it, even though it's a prop. You have to transport it as if it was the real deal, just in case. Because shit happens like that.
It's sad because unfortunately things like that do happen, and it does also, unfortunately, like even if this was a monetized stream or something, you very likely wouldn't be monetized because you were showing firearms and ammunition, and even if everything you're doing is very legal, you might still be able to appeal that, but just something with, I'm pretty sure there's like photo detection. It's like we see something, it looks like it may be a rifle. Oh, well, not all advertisers may like that. So it's like systems end up getting put into place that end up affecting people in ways that maybe weren't even intended.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing too, is people always coddle other people about shit that they should know better for, like, say, like people fucking, like, you know, worrying about guns and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, guns aren't the problem. Like, if somebody is a fucking, like, lunatic and they want to kill you, they're going to find a way to fucking kill you. Think about, like, the worst terrorist attacks we've ever had on American soil. You want to know what they used for most of that shit? Explosives. You want to know what they used to fucking make those explosives? Fertilizer. Shit that you can get in a fucking department store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, say, what was his name? He had the fucking giant truck that had a shit ton of fucking fertilizer in it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, he was driving a fertilizer truck somewhere, and then it just combusted out of the blue, and they thought it was a terror attack because of the coincidence of it. And it
no, is not that one. Is because fuck, Timothy McVeigh. That's the guy.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a sad story. Yeah. Terrible. Oh well. Well, speaking of terrible things like that, should we get into the next topic?
Sure.
All right. Give me 1 second, real quick.
So, have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. Not be a story Heinrich would tell you.
I'm sorry, I was peeing.
Completely acceptable.
You were going to tell a story?
No, he was making
Would you like me to tell you a story?
Plagueis the Wise.
I like Star Wars EU stories. So there's no story.
Unfortunately.
Do you want the story or do you not?
I like stories.
I see. Well, it is a Sith legend. You see, Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. Anyone want to chime in on this part before I continue?
So he's like the first Hokage. He's like Hashirama because he could heal without weaving signs.
A fellow weeb.
I see.
I love you too.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some might consider to be unnatural. He became so powerful, the only thing...
I think that you've watched that movie so many times that you could memorize this shit scares me.
He became so powerful that the only thing he was afraid of losing was his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew, and then killed his apprentice in his sleep. Ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself. End scene.
Wait, I thought his apprentice killed him.
No, he killed his apprentice.
That's not what I heard.
His apprentice killed him in his sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard.
But yeah. Actually, it would be... I'm saying just like my mind is trailing off and stuff because it's actually pretty late at night. I think it would be pretty fucking cool if we had like dragons and shit. That'd be pretty neat.
I totally agree.
All of a sudden, fucking mythical creatures just suddenly just appeared. Like, you know, there's elves and shit. That'd be fucking cool.
At that point, you're like, let me take a look at my engram. All right, let me get my skills right. Punch a few trees. Maybe fight some boars or something like that. All right, at some point, crafting skills like 60 levels later, we got.
You're referencing RuneScape, right?
I'm represent Ark Survival Evolved, more or less, very, very, very similar in very similar ways. Ark is essentially Minecraft with dinosaurs and better graphics.
And crashes a lot more.
Yeah, dude. I played during Alpha. I remember when we had the war with the Chinese, dude. I swear, so much of that was just because you had voice over IP within the limited frame of the area you were in, and I literally like there ended up being a guy. I assume he's Chinese. Apologies for my racism, but he was like, I was fighting Triceratops. He was on a raptor. He ended up kicking it. He was like trying to kill it, but he accidentally killed me. I ran back. He was like, sorry. And he gave me this cool Indiana Jones style hat skin that would stay on pretty much any hat. Kitty. And it was a beautiful thing. But then they killed our Spinosaurus named Bubbles. And then basically 30 days later, we had a Death Star style base on the most resource-rich area of the map.
Yeah, sorry about that. Cat wanted to come and say hi. Meowing at the door, meowing at the door, meowing at the door. I was like, all right, fine, I'll go get the door for you.
Your cat looks like you.
But yeah,
it's adorable.
Just imagine how cool it would be if you like, get together with the homies and go hunt down a fucking manticore or some shit like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Or you could just like or like you could do everybody's fantasy, go bang an elf because they're elves, man.
No, they're too pretentious.
I've seen a lot of memes about elves that just make me laugh, and every time that I play a fucking D&D game, I'd have to reference them at least once. Like, elves are a proud race. Right? Elves are a proud and noble race, says elf who's dressed like a stripper.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Or an elf's ears are as erogenous zone as their clitoris.
I like ears.
Oh Lord,
I don't want to hear this.
And dwarves.
Oh, anyways, now
keep this nerdiness away from me.
Hey,
anyways,
after I recited the entire tragedy of Darth Vader's
you watch Star Wars. You're a fucking nerd, bro.
Hey, you're the one talking about like the Cleons over there.
Hey, I'm going to say something to you, man.
At least mine's a
Everybody
meme.
knows that the best return is of the king, not of the Jedi.
How dare you fire pure nerd stuff without feigning outrage towards companies and culture war? How dare you actually talk about nerd purity things?
Now you want out? After all that time you went into the out, Manly?
I will fucking flex on you with our walking trees, bro. You got fucking Ewoks and shit.
Anyone out?
Also,
and
you got
no pushover.
Also, Lord of the Rings didn't happen to Rey Skywalker, so we have that over you too.
Well, you have the Hobbit, so.
Oh God! Wait until you see the High Republic. That stuff looks like an absolute shit show.
Yeah, no.
Do
please
we have Hobbit?
One of the new characters is literally a fucking rock.
I saw that.
No.
That looks fucking hilarious.
Keep that out. All right, we're not keeping that. Okay.
I mean, are they just trolling everybody?
Yes.
Would this not be some of the greatest trolling of a company? They're like, all right, people are just going out there being disingenuous about this, that, and the other thing. It's like, let's just do the exact same thing. KFC came out with the KFC console. It's basically a higher end computer that has a chicken warmer in it.
What?
Which is pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's basically a $2,400 gaming PC that basically part of its output, it takes the heat from that and has a small chicken chamber. You can put like 30 pieces of original recipe or something in. It keeps them warm while you're gaming.
That's insane.
They literally just did it because they could. It's like, it realistically, is it the best idea? No.
Oh my God.
But they just did it so they could say they did it.
That is funny. Oh God. Yeah, definitely crack a few more jokes and then we'll circle back to the thing that I was trying to get to.
You know, the thing.
Oh, I love that thing. It's the best thing.
A thing, a wonderful thing, a wonderful thing's a slinky.
Yeah,
they always break though.
Whenever somebody always mentions a slinky, I remember that one scene in Futurama where he tries to fix his slinky and it goes down the book and then falls over and catches fire. Oh, there we go, little friend. Good as new.
Oh, now this next one will probably make a good portion of everyone here angry as hell.
Oh
Tried
yes,
to get
yes.
to it earlier.
Undoubtedly, I believe that we should take our politicians that we have currently and do the exact same thing we did in France. Have them guillotined in the streets.
Oh yeah, because it infuriates me that they called all these guys out from all the different states in the union to defend their sorry asses, and I swear to Christ that this is just theater, because especially after the FBI got grilled for screwing the pooch, and they're basically sitting there like, so why did it take us 3 hours to deploy guys from 2 states that we're right next door to? Seriously,
Yeah, it's not
Anybody?
exactly a big. Like you have Langley, like right down the road.
Yeah.
The J. Edgar Hoover building is inside the city. There's nothing you could do.
Oh god, yeah, it's insane.
Drone strike.
So not only did they delay the National Guard so that they could get their bonus points with the media, so they could have a breaking story of all those Trump supporters and that trying to butcher people and all that sort of nonsense with fully automatic weapons, which
Fully
of course
semi-automatic.
were not fun whatsoever. They didn't even have so much of a shotgun gun like this thing I have here. And now they're deciding, okay, we're gonna poorly feed the troops. Not only are we just not gonna be patriotic people, we're gonna take this assholery to another level. It absolutely infuriates me. Like, let me go to the article that I found about it. This was the first one I grabbed because all of them are essentially the same, and I don't think even someone correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys are probably a little bit on the left end of things with the Daily Mail. I don't think even anyone could really spin this as anything other than somebody dropped the ball. Like, hot chicken, moldy bread, metal shavings.
Think of it this way, Empire. At least that's better than your diet of crayons and Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're not the Marines, so they don't have the stomach for it.
Weren't those other choices by individuals? These are the folks that are supposed to be defending our capital that we're feeding things that might kill them.
Yeah.
And also showing just such fucking utter contempt for them that you're basically making them stay out.
Isn't a lot of Congress working remotely? Why can't we just Airbnb their places to them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their offices at least.
And it's like the 3 fucking things too of they're showing such utter contempt by making them sleep out in a fucking
parking lot
structure where there's only 1 power outlet and stuff because they're not in the field. This ain't field training. I can understand if they were out in the middle of the wilderness and stuff, but they got they have female soldiers now, mingling with them, and 1 fucking toilet for 3,000 troops, including
that's
women.
insane.
Yeah. And then there's also the whole thing is, why the fuck do you need that many soldiers for your fucking inauguration?
For me,
I'm
as you know, I am a Marine, but the whole that whole thing is just stupid. My whole thing or my job was water purification, so we had to make sure that we had enough bathrooms for everyone. So that was kind of the thing that really pissed me off about the whole parking garage thing. They only had 1 bathroom for 5,000 people.
Yeah, that's god awful and terrible.
I mean, aren't there sanitation porta potty vendors that you can just call for things?
It's a contractor thing, yeah.
Right. It's done for usually larger events, and we all know there's been a lot of large events going along, so they'd only have limited capacity right now.
Yeah, look at this. Substandard conditions, including being forced to sleep outside and be put at risk of getting the virus. And the reason why they're keeping there is because January 6th and March 4th, we need 5,000 National Guard troops.
Was it 5 people that showed up just to take a picture?
Yeah, because
they probably were just there.
Yeah, they were just there.
They were
They took a selfie and left. They all showed up for us.
Chicken, uncooked beef, moldy food, and it's just what in the hell? Metal shavings found inside dishes. I don't know how the hell one would even go about doing that. To me, it sounds like sabotage. I don't know how you get metal shavings.
Just give them the MREs.
It's a machinery thing, I think.
An MRE.
It would be vastly superior to this.
And it's just also the thing too is like a lot of people that I've talked to about that kind of a thing too, they've always had the thing of it's they're soldiers, they should be able to deal with those kind of situations because they like sleep out in tents in the wilderness and shit. I'm like,
thing is, they're in the capital city.
Yeah,
they're in the United States. They're not serving overseas in combat zone.
Yeah, we're not.
And it's not training.
Yeah, and it's not training situations either, which you're expected to do that. They're literally on the job in American soil, basically standing around and fucking keeping this jackass who rigged the election safe from people who'd probably try to assassinate him.
Yeah, I believe the word you're looking for is fortified, because I must remind you, good sir, that we have been flagged once before because the thing here. Ooh.
Well, I don't know about election rigging. Have there been folks that have come out saying that they work together to ensure the truth of the election? Okay, what does that mean?
It's all in the Times Magazine article that's been
circulated,
widely spread about, and on several occasions has been saved so that it can ever be memorable. And they make sure they tell you that it was fortified for the proper result because government knows best.
Here's the thing. It's like, have I heard about issues coming up? Yeah, I see people charged with issues and stuff. Do I believe there were enough issues to actually change what we saw happen? I mean, unless you're going through maybe a specific court case. No, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
How does that happen?
It looks like somebody shredded up a pop can or something. Jesus.
Now, was there a single instance of that, or?
Let's see here.
Sunny D, man.
75 meals were thrown out on Sunday after they found the metal shavings. We have, undercooked food left more than a dozen soldiers unwell, and an unknown number of them were taken to the hospital, and one staff sergeant had to speak under a condition of anonymity to the news in order to get this out. Yeah, that's also lovely. Yeah, they're worried about flagging people for saying we believe in conspiracies in regards to the election, but we can't get the National Guard who's sitting over there in D.C.
suffering.
Yeah, we can't get them supper. We can't get them lunch. We can't get them breakfast. No, look at this. Moldy oranges, dude. Like I work in a freezer.
And also giving them fucking Sunny D. That shit tastes like fucking citrus flavored bleach.
I like Sunny D. I'm sorry.
Hey. Purple drink is the superior drink.
I do like purple. I mean, blue is the superior flavor.
And I just have to say, man, if you're fucking drinking stuff, you don't drink Sunny D, man. You drink that purple stuff. Purple drink.
that purple drink's got me pretty drunk.
If you know exactly what show I'm referencing when I say that purple drank and stuff, then good for you. I'll give you a hint. It was on Adult Swim.
Oh, here we go. Let's see, letter led by Republican Bill. I don't even know how the hell to pronounce that. Michigan's 2nd Congressional District demanded that the Guard void its contract with the a-hole who decided to provide them terrible food. And it was sent by this person, this person, this person, and this person. Means by a person group get out at the unacceptable and inadequate quality food that has screwed our troops over. So it's very nice that they actually decided to get all these poor people something decent. I imagine in a first world country here where we're not a complete banana republic yet, that something like food should be something that we shouldn't have a problem procuring for soldiers, even if they are deployed over the Capitol building like you see here. With all the little silly masks,
And it's just the general thing too, is that fucking standard rations are even fucking better than the shit that they're giving them.
Yeah.
I was about to say, John, it's like, again, thank you. But I look at this, I'm like, now, if you or anybody you really knew while you were serving, if y'all were deployed overseas, do you really think this particular situation would even be an issue?
Probably not, to be honest.
That's
if it was combat operations and stuff, or like actually away from America, then yes, I could understand it. But having your guards in the middle of the fucking like capital C and shit, you know, it's not even out in the fucking wilderness where you'd expect them to like, you know, rough it because that's character building. They're literally out in the middle of the fucking urban area. You know, and it's not like Baghdad or some shit where you're getting shot at from every fucking angle. It's literally it's literally
It's their
in the
own
middle
backyard,
of
basically.
yeah, it's their own
Oh, yeah.
fucking backyard. So you'd expect them to at least be treated with a little bit more respect and dignity than what they're getting, considering the fact that, you know, it's not just, oh, they should be able to handle it because they've had worse or doing training. I'm like, yeah, but they're not fucking training. Like if they were training and like, you know, actually like out in the wilderness, learning to survive and, you know, building up their tolerances for being out in the wilderness, I could understand it. I wouldn't understand giving them moldy food and shit because like that's how you fucking kill people. Like, you know, you ever heard of fucking botulism?
Yes.
Or the fucking metal shavings, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, a lot of people know what happens when you eat glass. Then what the fuck do you think metal's gonna do? Yeah, what the fuck do you think metal shavings are gonna fucking do? That's
Oh
not
yeah,
good.
like this is terrible because that probably will kill a couple guardsmen, and we're gonna have to literally say yes, we killed our own troops defending our own witless government from themselves. Because here's the thing they keep reading up again: ooga booga booga, ooga booga. This is the reason we got to hold these guys here, you know. And because of here, let me find it again. Here we find the great evil menace that for some reason we have to keep these guys fed on such terrible food to go fight this mysterious unholy thing that just ceases to die and leave the country alone. The Ooga booga. Because apparently on the 4th they're supposed to do something, which never happened, which is like we're kind of killing two birds with one stone here. But yeah, because I didn't expect this to kind of intersect like that. So, you know, happy accident. Look at the first one here. But yeah, we got to keep these guys here for this date, you know, because of these guys and the stuff that they're going to do. And you're feeding them this. This is the meal that is going to prepare them to fight this unholy, massive conspiracy of red hat wearing genocidal maniacs that are going to be goose stepping through the streets of DC within a Sauron-like army of giant red fully automatic machine guns or something insane like that. They're
And
like
it's just also the optics too.
oh,
When Trump got elected, he basically was standing out there like if somebody wanted to Lee Harvey Oswald his ass, they probably could have gotten away with it because he had such a little security. But
oh yeah,
what's the comparison of when Trump was elected compared to this, where the dude needs a literal fucking army surrounding him and erect a giant fucking wall around him? Doesn't that kind of seem less like he's legitimately won and he's like, you know, I'm secure in my knowledge that I won this election fairly and like there's not people out there gunning for my fucking head?
I think it was more in response to the 6th.
Yep, well, they keep citing it, so you bet your bottom dollar that is the reason that they're gonna go and roll with it. And yeah, this is pretty.
Doesn't DC have a few hotels? And don't a lot of those hotels like have like I don't know like restaurants and stuff that are pretty nice? Because I know like even the president didn't he get like redo the post office or something like it's not like DC is set up to like I don't know have different folks like be able to house a large number of individuals for any type of events and might have some of the best food probably in the area allegedly around there or something. I mean, it's not like this is happening because folks don't want to pay a certain bill, is it?
Yeah, and here's what they're doing. They're basically
now is this now are all these photos from a particular time when this was a major issue? Has this issue been solved? Or is this persistent?
As far as I know, it is persistent. I have not heard of them resolving it yet, though in this article they did actually state that all those people that I mentioned earlier, let me scroll up a little bit, all these people here, as well as this guy over here, actually are going through the process of resolving the food problem. Because they definitely agreed, yes, this is BS, we need to do something about the food. Now, as far as I've read thus far, in between, in regards to where they're going to be sleeping, I think that's still something they're working on.
And like then there's also the thing too is remember the whole thing for Trump letting them stay at the Trump hotel for free? Like as many of them as wanted to like go to his hotel, he was like, it's free, it's open, You can get your guys' meals. You can get sleep in the beds and stuff, all paid for. You're not spending any money. It's all free. That made him look so much better compared to Biden, who's just like, yeah, after everything's done, go fuck yourselves. Go sleep in the fucking parking structure.
Well, this is the thing. Don't we have excess capacity right now? Like, aren't there things like
Hotels.
available and locations that you could work out somewhere? Like, isn't this what the DPA is for? I mean, we're in a time of like war on a virus and stuff. I remember President Trump saying that about a year ago. I remember this was a big thing, and I'm looking at what's going on, and I'm like, what the hell's happening? If it's not being used, if we had authorized the Defense Production Act, can't you just say, let these people, like, we will pay somebody to kind of like be there, monitor, and it's like, let them in.
I gotta say, at least for like the people staying at the Trump Hotel, at least they got a good little deal going on with that kind of a thing. You know, those guys, I'm glad that those guys are at least being treated like fucking human beings by their government. Like, think of it this way. A lot of the police and stuff, like, if they're called to go do something like that, at least when, like, you know, they're away from where they have accommodations, they're at least given some kind of accommodations so that, like, they're not just sleeping out in the middle of the fucking desert and shit. Like, they're given, like, hey, go to this hotel and stuff. Your room's already been paid for. There's a restaurant over there. You can go get something to eat, you know? But you can't afford that kind of fucking basic hospitality to your fucking guardsmen who are literally coming from across the United States to your fucking state, to your fucking city to protect your stupid ass because you would need 5,000 fucking troops for some reason. Like, what's the fucking point of having 5,000 troops for that? Like, it just makes me seem like you're so fucking like paranoid that people are gonna find out that you fucking cheated and lied that you need them to kind of fucking kowtow if something does happen for that.
Right.
My whole thing is with this. It's like I don't know about that, but I'm just listening and I'm like, wait a second. It's not even like, dude, we're still in plague times. It's like, if we had, like, if there was no capacity, like if everything was full, it's like, oh God, we have nowhere to go. We need to set up tents and stuff. It's like, okay, I understand that. But at this point, it's like, all right, we've used it for other things. It's like, you can't even just work out a deal with some of these places. We need your services open for these many people. These are our troops. We're going to treat them with respect. You couldn't do something like that with some of those local hotels and stuff. Why does it have to be just like the president? It's like, can't you do a GoFundMe? Okay, I realize it's government employee. But my thing is, this is, I think, one of the few things that people might actually be willing to like foot the bill for, just for a little respect.
Yeah. Another thing too is because I think it would be kind of funny if, like, you know, the people staying at the fucking Trump Hotel and shit, like, because like the National Guard is a lot more co-ed compared to every other fucking branch. You got to know there's at least one dude trying the moves on a female soldier, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, remember that time I was going to take you out? Guess what? It's all paid for, baby." There's at least one story about that. That just makes me laugh my ass off.
Cats.
Now, I realize now, I am not a soldier. I have never served, but I don't know. That sounds kind of maybe improper to me.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got an argument here.
There's, I could tell you a few stories, and I'm pretty sure X-Fire has at least heard some of these things. X-Fire, you ever heard of a barrack bunny?
Oh yeah, barracks bunnies.
Yep. Have you ever heard of a desert queen?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. Have you ever heard of camo clap?
Sounds like an STD that came from.
No, it's clapping cheeks, man.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not as it's on the down low, but yeah, it happens.
Consent matters.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's just me taking the piss a little bit because it calms me down from the fucking fury and fire and rage I get from seeing fucking, like, they're National Guardsmen. They're not Army. They're not Marines, but they're still in fucking camo. They're still doing shit for us.
You know what would help with that anger and that anxiety? The massage chair that just disappeared from the advertisements.
Yeah,
that chair looks so relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the one fun thing is in between having to go, because I'm going to literally have to rename this the catch because the cat's been pawing my door for this and that. Every other time I turn around, it's, Jesus, you animal. I fed them not that long. Again, gave him fresh water. And I was like, ugh. So I pulled him in here at first. It was like, you are going to explain yourself, O'Malley. The good thing is it looks like this letter has gone through, and they are at least leading to getting better meals. And hopefully after they improve the meals for the National Guard, they will actually go on ahead and improve the bunk conditions. Because I guess this is by the National Mall, and this one here and this one here is them in the some parking garage somewhere. And that is not comfortable.
And it's the funniest thing too. The only reason they're even doing this is because it was fucking revealed that they're being treated as shit. They would not have fucking done this if people didn't light the fire under their ass.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That's the thing that drives me up a wall is this sergeant had to sit there and he had to go under anonymity and talk to the news in order to get something done about it because they're just expecting them to sit there for a theoretically infinite amount of time. Because the 4th didn't happen. That was BS. Now they're saying, oh, we got to wait until the 20th for these people, and it's like, okay, what if that doesn't happen? How long are these guys going to be here? What are they going to be there for, if anything, at this point? And are you going to keep feeding them this crap food and giving them crap places to stay at? Oh boy, speaking of cats, I'm getting in trouble again.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, are you making things better? I mean, if this happened for like a day or so, it's like, should that happen? No. But if it's a chaotic thing, it's a very short notice. I understand that. I mean, housing and feeding 5,000 people, it's not an easy thing. It's like colleges literally have entire departments to do that. Well, not all of us are prophets from Nazareth.
And it's also the fucking thing too is, don't they spend billions of dollars on stupid bullshit?
Oh yeah, like the what is it, lizards on treadmills, and
as a scaly, that might be important research. I'd have to look at the study.
I don't know about that one.
Don't worry, the means of destruction. When the purge happens, I'll vouch for you, bro. You're cool.
I don't know about that one.
It's somehow I end up getting vouched for or invited to places where I probably shouldn't be, but it seems consistent.
Didn't I see you at the Kentucky Klan meeting a couple of years ago?
I may or may not have been invited to go to a hypothetical.
I went with my black friend. He was.
I was invited to a quote unquote theoretical black ethno state.
Oh,
yeah. Think of
fun.
Think of it
at one point, it's like, "Mems, are you coming with us?" It's like, "Oh, maybe Operation Exodus Mississippi will come to." It's like, I feel awkward because it's like, you could trade with us, just don't get with my daughter. I'm like, but what if your daughter's attractive? I mean,
Well, it means you have been doing your side time.
Oh, I'm the misfit dragon king.
Think of it this way, man. At least you're not Snake Thing. At least you're not Carol the Wolf, and at least you're not fucking Sangy. So you don't have to worry about it, man.
I can't wait for open season.
And you know who any of those three people are, and you hate them about as much as I hate them, then I can assure you that we'd be good friends.
Are you talking about SpongeBob SquarePants?
He's a nerd.
No.
Okay.
He's a nerd. Just
Then
Carol, three people. Snake Thing, Carol the Wolf, and Sangy. I recommend watching Dead Wing Dorks videos on those guys just to understand what I'm talking about.
I feel like I heard the second one. I feel like that may have been something that a Mr. Mediker or something talked about at one point.
Yeah, it's something from Star Trek, probably.
Oh.
No. It is not.
There is one thing I do want to do, though, before I do get into the last two talks that we have, because I did not do it last time. I did forget. But we have to do our drunk driving PSA. Speaking of things that need to be taken care of. Because, plain and simple, we're still all locked down. And I myself being medicated have wanted to drink on several occasions, but can't. And especially being that we did have that blizzard that happened not too long ago, drinking and driving in the middle of a blizzard is a terrible idea. And there actually were a few people in the city that did make that mistake because they're like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. Because, I mean, we have winters all the time, you know? Cold snap was like, what? It's going to get 5 degrees colder? Okay, so hell freezes over. So what? I can still hop in the car. I can still go up to the liquor store, get a 12-pack and get back home. And then, wound up getting smacked into the side of the road because it was just almost impossible to get any. You know, it's something that people definitely need to take into consideration and just.
It's a thing too. It's the thing too. If you drink and you drive, you're not just putting your own life at risk. You're putting the lives of everyone else at risk. And the reason why these drunk PSAs have started is because my sister, who is only 2 years younger than me, I'm 27 years old, and her daughter, which was my niece, she was only 4 years old, were killed last month in a drunk driving incident. And it was not an instantaneous death either. They were in the hospital for about a good day and a half before life support. We just decided to cut it. So I can say from someone who's lost a sibling and my niece that if you think it's a good idea to drink and drive because you're just, I'm just buzzed and stuff, you're not. You're not. Okay. You're doing something incredibly stupid and putting a lot of people's lives in jeopardy, not just yourself. So have a moment and reflect, or have somebody else who can slap you if you're doing something that stupid to get your sense back in that you should not be doing that.
Mm-hmm. Or if anything, since we're now in the age where you can order practically everything and anything, get one of those Uber things for booze. Because they actually do have.
I'm sorry, man. That's horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I've funerals have already been done. Everything's been taken care of. I've moved on. I accept what happened. It's still just, it's just a thing too.
Yeah.
People do that stupid shit all the time because they think that, it won't be me. But that's how people die.
Yep.
It happens eventually. Because it's something you can't completely control. I mean, I used to have a bad habit of doing that myself. Yeah, I decided, better to just walk the place if I'm really that smashed.
Uber is a wonderful thing. It's like I'm totally guilty of that as well, man. It's like I just got lucky.
Oh yeah, that's why I like after I get past.
It's just the thing too. It's just ignorance and arrogance that you think it won't happen to you. That's a lot of people tend to think like that. Until it does.
Because it happens, and just statistics. It happens enough time. It's going to happen. You hope it doesn't. You pray it doesn't. But if you just keep it, it's going to happen.
Yeah. And it's 11, so I got to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I will have to sign off for tonight. And I hope you guys have a good night. It was nice meeting you, Memes.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Henrik, if you want to just send in my Discord, if you want to send me a friend request, we could probably hang out and stuff. And if you're interested in doing more streams, I'll probably be more able to do it on Fridays because I won't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to fucking go to work. So yeah, if you guys are hopping on and stuff, and we could talk about the furries and other kins and stuff, and that'd be pretty at least a fun thing to do because we've had communists on here, and I hate commies more than anything, but at least a decent guy to talk to, and I can't say that I personally hated the guy. The ideology is evil, not the people, unless the people are killing people for the ideology.
Yes.
Yeah. And we did even have Comrade Hellas show up in the chat earlier to just shoot the shit.
Yeah, it's you always gotta you just gotta understand not everybody's an asshole. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. Memes, I will get you up on that fucking Dark Souls duel one of these days, man.
We'll see what we can do. I need to get my armor and everything.
Oh yeah, because I need some dragon scales, man. I need to fucking upgrade my plate mail.
Oh jeez.
Get that fire resistance, bro.
We should
All
definitely
right, bring me back to my molten core days.
But I hope
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys
have
have a good night and stay safe,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, have a great night.
Be safe, bro.
I too am going to have to duck out because it is 1 a.m.
Oh, thank
Alright.
you
It
so
is
much.
1 a.m.
I
Wow.
didn't want to be the awkward person that did it next.
Hey,
Oh,
I mean, I have to. I
Yeah.
have commitments in the morning, so
I don't,
Fair
but
enough.
sleep is great. Sleep is
I
great.
agree.
I will
It's
see you
definitely good.
folks around.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
for another 20 minutes myself at most before ending this up, because I mean it's really only. Oh,
That's 3 now.
he left.
But yeah, I'm about to head out as well. So
All right, cool.
I was gonna say we're literally at exactly 2 hours right now.
yeah,
Pretty
That
much,
might
yeah.
be algorithmically benefitful or something.
yeah. I'll see you.
All right, yeah. If anything, I'll try and do this on Fridays regularly, because I
Yeah.
didn't do it yesterday because I had the show with WPRPN with Jaffe and them Friday, and oh my god, there's up to like 3, almost 4 in the morning.
Roger that. No, I do. I've totally been in streams like that. You just get into a conversation and it just goes and goes, and you're like, I know I should probably leave, but it's like I'm enjoying what I'm doing at this moment, so I'm just going to continue to do it. So you end up being a total discussion junkie. But I mean, it's a wonderful thing. No, this is how you learn. This is how you, dude. I've had so many conversations, whether it's on or off air, with different people that were just fascinating.
Yeah.
But no, Bill, thank you so much for the invitation, man. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. Long live the elbow bump, and we'll catch you all.
All right, yeah. Well, may as well put it to bed at this point, since everyone else is wrapping up. Why not? If anything, I'll go get myself a sandwich or something. Yeah, if anything, we'll try and do this Friday regularly. Hopefully, it'll be available. That looks like it. So, have a good one, everybody. Don't do anything to get yourself arrested. Don't drunk drive, and we'll let you know if the troops get better accommodations in DC. See you next week.